welcome to a very special, loud and proud live game day preview, Luis.
That's right.
Usually our Thursday night content, we just couldn't make it happen this Thursday, so we want to make sure that we get a preview out for New York Red Bulls. So we thought, why not on game day? Let's do it. 11 o'clock surprise stream for all you guys out there. So you're getting hyped for game day. I've already got my jersey on, Luis. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna go see Paula in a little bit and hang out at the tailgate. You're going to be driving over there
I'm
to
gonna be
go over to the
driving
press box.
two
Yeah.
and a half
So
2.5 hours. No, 2 hours.
two
It,
hours.
it should
Yeah.
be an hour and 50. But I drive like a grandma.
Well, that's
Yeah,
that Disney traffic. That's like a good
yeah.
40 minutes,
I drive like a grandma too. So
That's okay, Louis. Safe on
that's
I-4.
right.
The most dangerous highway in the U.S. is not to be trifled with.
That's right.
Good morning to Joshua Tall. He says, "Vamos Orlando, let's get the win tonight." Anthony Solis says, "Morning game day review." And we also got the designated players who said, "Vamos Metro." Good luck today, y'all. For context, that's Andrew, who's been on the pod a few times.
Metro
He's a
Stars.
no, he's he's just Metro. That's what I think what they say is Vamos
Oh,
Metro because he's
cool.
a Rebels fan. Remember, Andrew
Gotcha.
is he's a
The
Rebels
real, the real, the real team from New York, in my opinion.
fan. Yeah, right. None of this
None of
baseball
these
New York
pigeon stuff.
team. Yeah. So exciting for a game day, Luis. Let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about Red Bulls. Drop your comments, everybody, and we'll read them out.
I do want to.
First thing. Oh, sorry, you go.
Yeah. Sorry, I do want to add. We are for the first time also live on our Instagram account, LPO_podcast. I want to say hello to Landing Oberosler, Michelle Borges, Orlando City Insider, and Gabriel OC21. For everybody that's watching, the stream will be on for only 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, it cuts by itself. I have nothing to do with it. So if you want to watch the whole, if you want to interact with us live, the link is on the bio of our page, of our Instagram page. If you go to the bio, it has the link of YouTube. You can subscribe and just go in there and just drop us a thumbs up and just be part of the pod today. John, sorry about that.
No, that's great to know. I mean, everybody who's joining us on Instagram, welcome. Anybody who's watching on X or Twitter, that's what we used to call it, hello as well. And our YouTube, regular watches. It's great to be here on a game day, Luis. This is like weirdly
Yeah,
exciting.
it's
I
pretty.
don't know.
It's pretty ballsy, you
It's
know.
fun. It's fun for us. I've always got that morning game day vibe, so it's nice to be here and talking. And look, there's daylight behind me. It's usually nighttime. So
Yeah, and people could replay this too on the way to the game and watch
yeah,
and
and you can
right.
look at our lineup that we do later and say how wrong we are. That's always good.
That's right,
That's
and you can
always
laugh at
fun.
us for sure.
But let's talk about some Red Bulls, Luis. They are third in the table.
That's
Had a
right.
pretty good start so far in terms of like expectations for them. I thought they were going to have a better year, but I think they've started pretty well. Would you agree with that?
For sure, I think they're coming with the momentum. I mean, you're talking about after a loss by the reigning champs 3-0, coming up and just giving the fans what they want, which is a comeback win. And it's definitely a comeback win that sets the momentum. 4-0 against the Flamingos of Miami, and certainly it sets it set a buzz throughout the whole entire league. And so uh, New York Red Bulls throughout the past, I would say 3 or 4 seasons, they've been a very pressing in transition team, very tough to beat, um, very resilient squad. And we always had some sort of troubles with them. Some games we will play an amazing game and match them in intensity, but we ended up dwindling down. I'm wondering if today, and I think this is going to be super key for us, is we need to keep our intensity high throughout 90 minutes, because now they got some added pieces that I know John's going to be talking about in just a few, that are adding them to be on the attacking third very, very powerful. I don't know about you think about that, John.
Yeah, I mean they definitely they're playing energy drink soccer like they always have, right? I mean it's not Red Bulls for no reason. They brought Sandro Schwartz over from Germany, as well as obviously Forsberg. He wasn't
Hmm.
playing in the last game, but they still got that great result over the Miami team that they were missing Messi, but they still had Suarez, Campana, Gressel. Most of the team is there. For Alba was playing, most of Busquets, most of the team is there, minus Messi. So they still got a 4-0 result over them last week. It was really impressive. I think that they're playing their best version of their energy drink soccer right now, right? They're extremely good on the high press, like you said, Louise. And we have to I don't know if we're going to be able to match them at that intensity. I think Oscar's going to consider more like we want to possess the ball and not give them as much chances, to attack us with the ball. But when we lose it, we're in serious danger because on the counter attack and the transition, that's where they get their goals. They want to win the ball high up the field and press you high up the field and win the ball and go immediately. That's their whole game plan. That's their whole tactic, and they built a team around that. They play a 4-2-2-2, Louise, which is going to be interesting because we've been playing the 4-2-2. So in the past, when we played them with the 4-2-3-1, almost we dominated the midfield because we've always had that like extra midfielder in there. So it's going to be interesting, I think, if Oscar continues with the 4-4-2 against them. What do you think on that? Whether would you match them again with a 4-4-2, or do you think we should try and put more bodies in the middle of the park?
No, we should continue with the 4-4-2 with Cartagena and maybe Nico right there. I think that's probably what's going to be it. We'll talk about the lineup later. Um, Cartagena played a similar, I will say, a 4-4-2 system also with Peru. So he played actually he started as a 4-2-3-1 with him being one of the sixes there in the mid. Um, and then he switched in a 4-4-2. He didn't really disappoint for country. Um, and it wasn't really the best Peru, in my opinion, but I think he did great. So, I mean, with a team like New York Red Bulls that just came from destroying Miami, I think they're going to come with all the momentum. And we need to, even though we're at home, we need to definitely, you know, stop Lewis Morgan, and I'm being serious. Like we need to stop Lewis Morgan. So, and we've always had trouble with Lewis Morgan, and the only way I feel that we need to stop Lewis Morgan is by having Cartagena and our mid like playing in a high level. Being consistent. Now they've had proper rest, in my opinion. They've had especially people that came from the international break. I mean, Cartagena only played one out of those two games, so he's going to be well rested. Same with Pedro, very well rested. Lesser competition, Dominican Republic and things like that. So, I think to me one of the few keys for this game for us to just take over the mid will be stop Lewis Morgan. I mean, he has 5 goals in 5 matches. I mean, isn't that impressive? I think this is his best season in the MLS, in my opinion, John.
He's playing as a striker with Van Zier, and Van Zier is getting all the assists to Lewis Morgan. They've developed that, what we're trying to do with Duncan and Muriel up front already as a partnership so far this year. And like I said, Van Zier got 4 assists to Lewis Morgan's hat trick in this game. So as much as we have to stop Lewis Morgan, we got to watch Van Zier as well. So like you said, they've got a lot attacking wise going forward. I think defensively they're susceptible. I think they're weak there. Like we saw their results so far this season. They beat Dallas 2-1 at home, but then they went and lost 3-0 away at Columbus. And then they beat Miami, 4-0 at home. So if they're on the high press and it suits them, I think, Luis, and they're constantly up the field and they're pressing you and they're winning the ball back and you're not able to ever get out of your half, that's how they beat you like 3 or 4-0. But I think what we need to do is hold the ball and allow ourselves to get out of that situation. I think it's important that we're not penned back by Red Bulls in this game. Did you see that as something that could happen to us? because of the way they play.
Yeah, sure. We're gonna put Morgan's goals right now. The hat trick that he had. I think it's very important to dissect the danger that he could do right here. So for
They're way more direct. They just go
yeah,
straight up the field, direct attack, and where we seem to want to pass our way all the way up the field.
and when Oscar says we need to learn how to play without the ball, positionally they're great without the ball. Like, but so tactically, it's a very good team.
If we
On
give the ball away in our own half,
yeah,
we've
like
seen that a lot this year in our midfield. So if we do
so
that to this team, they'll do that. They'll punish you
so
like Miami did.
whoever's gonna be there, I mean, the person who's gonna be playing right back, in my opinion, I think is gonna be Dagger Dan. So if Dagger Dan's gonna be playing that position, I mean, he cannot turn the ball like this. And if he's gonna turn the ball up, you need to get it back and you need to press. Like there, right there, it's 4 against 3.
2-on-1s for Van Zier.
So I mean, it's gonna be a tough task for us. But let's read some comments real quick. We're about 40 people live. We're about 40 people in 30 people in X and 7 people on YouTube. Thank you so much. Drop us your
Say happy
comment.
game day, everybody. Vamos Orlando.
Happy game day, vamos Orlando. That's right. Joshua Tall, Orlando City can't make any mistakes tonight. Also, hopefully, our passing is good. Will Brekalo be back from Slovenia? Yes, he should be. Now I'm looking at the availability report. Actually, talking about that. I'm gonna look it up right now, and I'm gonna make a screenshot here because I'm not gonna put the whole
I'll
thing.
read a few more comments while you're doing that,
Yep,
Luis. Anthony Solis says 4-4-2 has been suiting us well this year. Maybe the diamond variation with the cam and the CDM rather than two CMs. I think it kind of morphs into that if you
that's right.
watch, right? Ladero's going forward and Smith has been dropping the last few games. We must contain, Joshua Tall says, we must contain their key players and we must also score first. Definitely agree. Scoring first is a big factor of this game. Jimmy D says, I'll have to listen later to get those pre-match chores done.
I
Oh, I
feel you,
get it.
man.
I get it, Jimmy D.
I feel you, man.
You're going to
I had
write.
to do
He's
that
going to
too.
write an essay about why Dagger Dan should play right wing. That's his pre-match chore.
Well, I mean, it could be, but I think against the Red Bulls, is a little ballsy.
Oh, for sure. It's just that's what Jimmy D wants.
Yeah.
It's his hopes and dreams. We know. He also says cough cough right wing cough cough. Just for context there. Josh Rutzall, I'm hoping we defend well and score a few goals, get the win tonight. Hopefully Torres and Gillespie have a great game.
Man, what happened with
Agreed.
Torres?
Yeah.
What happened with Torres is
Yeah.
what happened with Torres is pretty Bielsa-esque, but it's just like it's kind of like when you're up for a promotion, and then they tell you, okay, we'll give you a call back. We'll call you. Don't call us. We'll call you. Go back to Orlando, man. Like what? Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So hopefully we need to see the best version. I mean, I don't care if he's a professional soccer player. We need to see the best version of Facu Torres.
I think mentally though, that's gotta hurt you,
Of course.
being sent away from camp like that. So I think Faku's the kind of guy who's got that mental strength. Like we've seen the last few years, he hasn't
Yeah.
started great, and then he comes good. I don't love that about him, but what I will say is he has come good each year. Now I just hoping that he turns it on sooner and maybe getting dropped from, not dropped, but sent home was like a bit of a real jolt and a wake up call. And maybe he's like, okay, I really gotta think about my game right now and step it up, because I'm not going to be able to get into the national team. Would you
That's
agree
right.
that there's a bit of like motivation by disappointment, perhaps there?
I agree, and I want to see that. So I personally want to
We
see.
all definitely want to see an
I personally
improvement from
want to see.
Faku.
I want to see that fire. I want to see. Hey, I'm not gonna let Martino Ojeda take my spot. That's number one. Because all fans are saying that. It's like,
Well, I mean, arguably, yeah. But I
arguably,
would drop Angulo
right.
right now before Ojeda and
So
put
so
Torres
I'm
in.
like, I'm not gonna have Martino Ojeda take my spot. I'm the DP. I'm the number 10. I gotta go back to being good Facundo Torres and this promising young talent. let's make it happen. And we need to see that drive. He needs to be that difference maker. Just like just like the Rebels have Banzier, Forsberg. Now Forsberg is going through some down and outs too. He just got divorced, so you know it is stuff that the players go through, whether it's personal or for country, that they have to be able to manage, because in the end they're employed by Orlando City, like, especially for Facundo. He's employed by Orlando City. He's going to be playing at home in front of their fans. What a better way to give the fans and the people that obviously go to the stadium, their hard earned win, so they're able to enjoy, and they can just be that team that they were predicted to be in the beginning of the season. So, I think that's a big part. So in the player availability report, we have Cesar Araujo, right ankle. And I'm going to say this: no team is ever going to say the specifics. It's just part of the way the MLS works. They're not going to put the specifics. Don't even do post about why they don't put that. And Ramiro Enrique, right ankle. So both of them are questionable. I really doubt that Araujo will play, and Ramiro Enrique, I highly doubt that they'll be. I don't think Araujo is gonna be ready to start today or even have minutes. So, who do we got? We got Felipe. We got we got Nico.
Before we go into the lineup, Louise, I'll just read a few more comments because Herman Oberslayer, Herman, I'm so sorry. We can never say
Yeah, I
your
can
second
never
name
pronounce your
well.
name,
We
man. I'm
try.
so
We
sorry,
try.
bro.
Obersloer, I think.
Herman.
Herman. Herman says Torres needs to use that. Torres needs to get fired up. I agree. I think that's what Luis and me were both saying. I like Ojeda, but is the money spent on him worth it? He says, need more return on investment. I think it's an interesting comment. Ojeda, for me, I believe I think he's a goal away from really starting to like have a breakout run. I think he's
He's
looking
trying a lot.
so close every game. I think one
Mhm.
goes in for him, and that's gonna send him into like I think he looks like our best winger at the moment. Even though he's not the fastest, he's very creative and he gets a lot of shots off of it. Often are unlucky that not to score.
Another thing that I read a lot from the fans is Muriel, right? People are getting angsty about Muriel. That's going to happen. You have to understand Muriel is a whole different level. He plays Serie A, so that's why he feels the responsibility of dropping back. It's not like Oscar tells him, "Hey, by the way, drop back, be a 10." It's just him when the game is on and he sees that maybe they need some sort of help right there in the mid. He just tries to put the team behind him, and because he feels that sense of responsibility.
But I would also say that the reason he's doing that is because there is a giant hole in that part of the field. And
Mm-hmm.
that's because Faku isn't occupying that space well like he was last year. Ojeda's not really, we don't have that number 10 in the center of the field driving things, partly because of the way we're playing, but partly because no one's taking that you know, what do you call it? Like no one's taking that responsibility. So I think Luis Muriel is saying, well, if no one else wants to drop into this hole
Hell,
and
I'll do
raid
it.
I'll freaking do it. And he can do it better than anybody, honestly.
It reminds me
I
of
just also want to see him score goals as well.
it reminds me when I was back in UCF with group projects. The first few times, yeah, I'll do my part, yeah, and then I ended up doing the whole damn thing because so it's just sometimes it takes like that. So let's read some comments real quick. It says here, Stream Jesus, can we get a score prediction from Josh Rollins, Josh Rollins, and Luis Carlitos Pineda, aka Jungle Boys? Got to keep it lion themed. There you go.
Jungle Boys.
Probably
I don't mind. I quite like that. Jungle
Jungle
Boys.
Boys. Is it Gabe? I think Araujo's fire is going to make a huge difference when he gets back. For real. He's trying a lot. He's trying more than last season, that's for sure. He's making plays. He's trying to, build up. So let's we're also live on Instagram. I want to say hello to Cesar Colmenares, Elvis Valladares, Abby G2188, Rhino Schmijat. Vamos Orlando. Thank you so much. Kim Scott. Eric J. Torres. Thank you so much for everybody watching there. So it says Facu plays more central attacking midfielder than central midfielder. He needs more defensive fire to win it back and make a play. I agree. I mean, is he the solution to play the 10? I think so. I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe we need to play Ojeda on the right and Facu in the middle.
Well, I think right now we're playing the 4-4-2,
Yeah.
so no one's playing the 10. Luis Muriel is doing that job right now.
Wow. All right. Are we doing the lineups?
Yeah, I think we'll do lineup, and then don't worry, Stream Jesus, we'll do a score prediction for you
Yeah, for
right
sure.
after
For
that.
sure. Yeah,
So
definitely.
lineup, I think for them, Luis, I expect a very similar lineup to
Yeah, it's
last week. For them, they weren't really missing big internationals like we were. For us, it's a very very different story. Let's look at last week's lineup quickly, and then we can kind of decide what changes we might do from there. I think that's a good
as for Orlando or for New York.
for us, yeah,
Okay.
because some of them will be in there, but it's going to be a lot of different.
So if we're looking at our lineup for last game, hold on, let me see. I'll pull it up. We won against Austin.
Yeah,
Even though people
first
were
win of the
downplaying
season. First win of the
people.
season.
Yeah, people were downplaying this match. It's pretty crazy. They're
I think
downplaying this
pinch
game.
of salt was the term we had to go with,
I
Luis,
think
because
I
yeah,
think
Austin aren't
I
great.
think I don't know if we were phasing. I don't know if we are Real Madrid or something, but or but
So
or Manchester City. But there you go.
starting from this lineup, guys who will probably were in because of 1 week. Mason probably not going to be in. I imagine
Probably it's Pedro.
just was for 1 week, and probably Jack Lynn would be the other one I would say. Even though he got the goal, he was most likely in there because Duncan was away. Now that was because of international duty. If we think about Wilder was also away for international duty, but he was suspended the game before, so we've kind of been without him for a while. Let's go into our lineup, Luis, and go ahead and lay that out
Now,
for tonight's game.
for tonight's game, obviously, I will say I know people are going to be a little upset, but it's going to be Pedro Galese, guys. Coming back. You have
I think it's you can't. He hasn't been great, but we know his quality, so you got to give him time to
yeah.
turn it around. I I feel like Mason did okay, but it would be harsh to
I mean,
drop
like people were
Pedro.
saying, he wasn't really tested,
Yes,
except at the last
Mason
play
wasn't
against
really.
Austin.
I
Except at
also
the
think that Pedro is maybe some time away with the national team and
correct.
reset.
Yeah,
He's had a break. The
he had
team
some.
is hopefully better. Like a lot of it was he was getting exposed because we were horrible defensively. So if the back line plays better, Pedro will play better.
So we have, in my opinion, Dagger is going to go back to right back. I don't know if you
Killer
agree.
right back, man. Yeah,
And
100%.
then
No, Oscar wants consistency.
Brecalo,
Brecalo back in for Schlegel.
Jansen.
Jansen.
And now here, I understand what Rafael Santos can do offensively, but we're playing against the Red Bulls. We've seen how they're playing, and I think we need to play it safe. To me, Kyle Smith. I don't know if you agree
I'm
with that.
100% with you on that one,
Okay.
Luis.
To
I
me,
think
Kyle
this
Smith.
game is not. We
Right.
can't play Dagger and Santos. I think
Right.
it's too much
To me,
attacking
yeah.
wing back, not
To
enough
me,
defensive.
you gotta give a good old accounting session right there for Kyle Smith right there.
Yeah, and I think that's interesting because Kyle has been playing in the D mid. So like, I think that move for me then says we can't play 4-2-3-1, even if we really wanted to, because who
Yeah.
are you going to put next to Wilder if Kyle's playing left back?
Yeah.
Maybe
So
Nico, but I think it's going to be the 4-4-2 again.
yeah, I agree,
And Wilder will get one of those spots back in the midfield.
so Wilder will go here, right? Wilder Cartagena will go there. Who else do I? Hold on, let me see where's that thing I had.
I
I
think
had
it's probably Nico next to him. I don't love it because I think he did have a much better game, but I think defensively against Red Bulls, we need like two real D mids in there
yeah,
personally. But
yeah, but
I can
also
I can
Felipe.
see Nico getting it again.
I don't know. I don't know about putting Felipe. I think Nico, if he maintains the level that he play against Austin, then I'll say,
He ran so much, so he
yeah,
did do a lot defensively. I mean, I'm just always thinking of him as more of an attacking midfielder, but maybe
yeah,
Oscar's being like, "Hey, I need you to play both sides of the ball. I need you to be more of a central mid."
right.
That might be what we're seeing from Nico, and he knows that he needs to do more work on the defensive side of the ball. He did last game.
Now, would you see Muriel right here?
Yeah, Muriel. It's like a 4-4-2 with Muriel. Is they do play like sometimes Muriel goes forward, but I think Duncan next to him, and then the real question of the wingers.
I would like to see, and if you ask me, I would like to see, um, instead of Muriel, I will put Facu Torres in here,
Really,
and I will put Ojeda and Angulo.
I think Muriel is going to get in that starting lineup regardless.
Yeah, I know, but
I know what you mean. I understand what you're saying. Is Faku could do that role,
yeah,
maybe
because
even.
he'll be free around the attacking third,
Yeah,
and he did that in Peñarol. Now, I mean, he scored a couple goals like that last season too, playing the 10. But I mean, that's his natural position, in my opinion. So, um, yeah, I mean, but we'll go for what Oscar would do, right? So
yeah.
more
No,
than
I
likely,
mean,
what Oscar will do is put Muriel right here, right? I mean, it is a 4-4-2, but Muriel is a little bit back. We'll have Facu Torres, right? And then we'll
see,
have
I think it's going to be Ojeda again.
you think Facu's not gonna come in?
I don't. Yeah, I don't think Faku's going to get the start.
Really? I think Facu's
Yeah,
gonna get the start. I mean, he's rested. He came a day earlier, I think, because Bielsa
yeah.
said, "Go home, guy." You know?
I think Angulo is developing something on that left side with Muriel,
Yeah.
and that's what's keeping Angulo in the team right now. I think because, or else I would just be like drop Angulo and play Ojeda
But
on the other
in my
side or
in my
Faku.
in my opinion, this is gonna be it. But if you say it's gonna be Ojeda, I mean that's fine. I mean,
I just think there's a debate on that. I think Angulo's getting in on the left side. The right mid is either Ojeda or Faku.
all I'm saying is
It
this.
could be either one.
All
I
I'm saying is
totally
this.
see your point of view as well.
If I am Oscar and I see this guy just jogging on the field, and I see Dagger up and down, because that has happened, John. I mean, and that's why people are a little bit questioning Faku in a way, right? And
Yeah,
you know, we're gonna give that to the people, and that's fine. I don't want to see Faku just looking while Dagger is marking. Marco and Nico are doing all the job, and he's just like, you know, just looking around. Like we need to see if he's gonna be playing that right wing against a team like Red Bulls, he needs to freaking like take names, you know. Because Ojeda right now he's he wants to he wants he's hunting for blood, man. You know, Ojeda's up to something too with Angulo, with the development of the relationship he has with Muriel, like you said. So, you know, let's see. You know, I feel like Facu Torres, you know, because he's the DP, you know, he should be there. But
but
then
so is
again,
Ojeda.
I do see your point that Ojeda right now is working.
You
So
know what sucks, Luis? Is we're back here again. What
yeah,
did we say at the beginning of the season was like we need to figure out how to put Ojeda and Faku in a regular lineup together. And here we are again, Ojeda or Faku on that right mid position. It just it's frustrating to me because they are both DPs and they both should be in a lineup. So that's why I'm almost like at this point, if Angulo's not being as good as he was last year, he's the one who needs to
yeah,
step, in
yeah.
my opinion.
Same with I've seen Ojeda running behind the ball when there's a turnover. He comes and helps out the
And
back line.
that's the thing, with the
That's what we need to
4-4-2,
see from Facu, 2, right? That's what we need to see from Facu too,
defensively, they have to do a lot more
right?
in
That's what we
that
need.
wing position.
I don't think the coach tells Facu, "Hey, by the way, don't press the ball, like don't get it back." It needs to come from him. He needs to show a little bit of leadership. Right now, everyone's stepping up. They're playing one of the toughest teams right now in the MLS in the East. Like, you got to show out, man. You got to show up for the fans, and hopefully that Dagger, Facu Torres relationship develops. Right at the moment, we have not seen it. It's just fact. I mean, Ojeda right now, it's a very we're back here again. Like you said. Now,
I think the Dagger Ojeda partnership could be electric. And
mhm.
that's almost why I'm like, well, if you're Oscar, you're not going to put Faku in because right now that's looking like a nice partnership on the right side.
And the good thing about Duncan too is if Muriel is playing too forward, he could also go back and defend. I mean, that's one thing that we've seen about Duncan too. In transition, eventually,
And like you said, Luis, if Faku doesn't start, then I would definitely bring him on to play one of those striker positions. Like I like the
right.
idea of playing Faku as a striker or Ojeda as a striker. Enrique can do both. Why can't those guys do both? We've seen it in the past. We saw it last year with
Mhm.
Ojeda playing striker a few times, I want to say.
Yep, and yeah. So also, I feel like if Oscar wants to get froggy, and let's say Orlando's winning 2-0, but Redbulls is coming it's coming, faster and stronger in the second half. You may want to feel froggy and change your system. You could play Wilder as your solid six, which is he's done in the past. Put two mids here, and put another, and then you change your lineup, and then you just play with one striker. That's another thing you could do.
Jimmy D says the 4-1-3-2. Wilder at 6/8, Faku at the 10, right back Smith, Ojeda, Duncan up top, drum roll, Dagger down right wing.
So I mean, that's
But that's a similar to what you're saying, Luis. We
yeah. I mean, you drop Wilder there,
I
because
personally want to keep playing the 4-4-2 because I believe that
no,
this team needs consistency and it needs consistently players doing the same thing in the same role in the same positions week in, week out. I don't think our team does well changing the tactic all the time, personally.
yeah, I agree with you, but I mean, if you're trying to, if we're up 2-0, would you rather see a Papi special the last 30 minutes of the game? Or would you like to maybe, hey, okay, so we're doing great. Let's just try to maybe see if we get one more, but let's try to switcheroo our system. And I like to be a little bit different, and I mean that's just my opinion.
Yeah, no,
So,
I think he sees the in games. I think
right,
we see, but from the back line, right?
right.
Especially, I want to this now that we're kind of other side of the Champions League and we're the other side of the international break. I want to see that back four. For me, that's a great back four.
Yeah.
I think Santos is okay, but Kyle's more reliable as a defender at left back.
Okay.
So for Dagger, Bercalo, Jensen, and Kyle Smith, I think that's the way we start seeing consistent clean sheets this year.
So Joshua Tall says facts about Ojeda hunting for goal. Gabe on X, thank you so much. Dagger playing that Sergio Ramos style is where he shines the best. That's right. Jimmy D, 4-1-3-2. Wilder at 6-8. Facu at 10. Ryback Smith. Ojeda Dunk up at top. Drum roll. Dagger right wing. There you go. Says sorry guys, I knew his name was John. I'm sorry, John. I'll give you that extra blessing today for the mistake, kind sir. There you go.
Yeah, thank you, Stream Jesus.
He,
We need some holy water or something
that's
from you,
right.
Stream Jesus.
He's in heaven right now, man. Gabe, Facu plays more. Yeah, we already read his comment. I do want to say, the back line today has to work 110% for us to win. But I do want to see, and I want to show you guys this right here too, because we need to take in consideration that this right here, we're -6 in goal differential. That says a lot about our back line too. I mean, yes, we have a great back line. I think we have great players, but also this is something that other teams see and it's like, okay, so this is probably what, a worse lineup than Inter Miami's, and we just beat them 4-0, right? So it makes the other team prepare. So we need to show that we have a better lineup than Miami or than maybe even Montreal. We need and they have the potential. We just haven't seen it. I don't know why, but it's just this needs to improve because in the end, this also could make a difference if you make it to playoffs or not, right? So, um, I don't know. What are your thoughts regarding that?
I think we gotta improve and we gotta climb the table. And that -6 is only gonna get better, but we need to be in the plus numbers. We need to be where you look at Red Bulls or their +3 goal difference. So I think as long as we have some consistency, like I said, in that back four, Luis, and we start to continue to develop the Brecalo Jansen partnership, then I'm not worried. I think that our defensive strength will return, and as long as we start to score goals, because that for me is almost more concerning. Is yes, we scored two against Austin, but can we score goals against the likes of Red Bulls who have a significantly better defense?
That's right. 43 people live right now. Thank you so much. 38 on X, and we got about 6 people on YouTube. Thank you so much. Jimmy D says, I think that goal differential is skewed because we score 0 goals.
Yeah, it definitely. That's like I was saying, like we're leaking and not scoring, which is the worst
Stop the
combination.
overpassing, man. I'm tired of the overpassing.
That is
Like
also
it's
a
annoying.
thing.
It's annoying. Just shoot it, man. And
And that's what Muriel doesn't do. If he
yeah,
picks up the ball, he's like, "I'm just going for it. I'm dribbling, or I'm making a direct pass, or I'm
I've seen it
shooting.
from
I'm
Faku
not
too,
I'm
man.
not doing this when I get the ball."
I've seen it from Faku too. Hey, here you go, Facundo Torres driving the ball, and drives the ball, and then drives the ball, and then drives the ball, and then drives the ball. And it's just like, golly, man. And so, you see how effective Red Bulls are, when it comes to the attacking third with Van Zier. It doesn't matter who drops back, Morgan or Van Zier, but one of them is going to make the pass. We need to do that. We need to, and also be like the Pride city. Yes, be like the Pride. Take advantage of your set pieces.
What we
This,
did last game,
yeah.
Nico got one, but a corner goal. Like, come on, Brecalo can kill it from those set pieces. We just need Ojeda to put a great ball in, and David to head it in. Herman Obersler says Faku and Ojeda should start, leave Angulo on the bench.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that could
mean,
be it.
I'm not against that, Herman. I'm not against
Yeah,
that at all.
yeah,
Luis, let's do our score prediction, and
sure.
then I gotta head out because I gotta go to the game soon.
That's
I
right.
gotta get
I'm here.
ready.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
gonna be
game day.
driving.
We're talking about this gonna happen in a few hours. Your score prediction, please.
And I'm gonna be there. I don't want to jinx it. Um, I can't go saying we're gonna. I think we're gonna have a 2-0 win Orlando City with a phenomenal goal from David Brecalo of a header. If it finally happens, the crowd's gonna chant Brecalo. There you go. What about
I
you,
love
John?
it. Who's scoring the other goal?
Luis Muriel, hopefully.
Okay, so two. I love that. A
Two
goal
0
for
Yeah, yeah, 2-0, yeah,
2-0,
2-0
but then that's a first goal from Muriel and a first goal.
from Brecalo. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
they gotta
Gabe,
show up, man. If we're gonna be that team, they gotta show up. They gotta
uh,
show up.
Gabe's comment. They say we are plus
Yeah.
130 in the odds.
Well,
I think yeah, that's
it's
about right.
understandable,
That's
Gabe.
about right at the
It's
moment.
about right. I
It's
agree.
I think it's
I'm
we
positive.
we can definitely knock on wood we don't, but we can definitely lose this game quite easily. By any of the many ways that we just talked about, Luis. But I think it's 2-1. I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna go 2-1. I think we score first. I think Ojeda finally gets a goal.
That's
I,
great.
I think it's got to be Ojeda, and then I think Muriel gets the other one. I think Ojeda scores one, then they get one back, and then Muriel gets the winner, and we all just
Gabe, New York is plus 240.
okay, Gabe.
Okay, Anthony Solis. It's gonna be 3-0 hat trick from Brecalo headers. Three headers. That'd be
Please,
amazing.
Ansley, please. A hat trick of Breckel. Paula will lose her. She'll lose it completely if that happens. Uh, Gabe, where's the positivity? Come on.
There you go,
I
Gabe.
know the odds are against us, but that's okay. Stream Jesus says less overpassing and more shooting. I just almost guarantee we will catch the goalie positioned wrong.
Well, hopefully it's not our
Hopefully that's
goalie.
not gonna happen.
Hopefully it's not our goalie, right? No, just
Crowd.
kidding.
He also says crowd chant. Okay,
If
there
they
you go.
score two, it's over. I agree, Jimmy D.
Yeah, yeah.
I give you
And
that.
I think if they score first,
Yeah,
it makes it very
it's gonna
difficult.
be tough. Tough
Oh,
mountain to climb.
Stream Jesus is saying if the crowd chants is Bricolo, Bricolo.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
We have to
right.
sing his song. If he scores a hat trick, we all gotta
We
learn
have
the song.
to make somebody make him a new song because over there
Yeah,
in what is it, Norway? Yeah, in Norway they made him a song, and it's not the Frozen song. Gabe,
that
that is
was positive. We're our favorite. I mean, true,
yeah.
true.
I mean, we're and not only that, the number 12 man's gonna be there, which is the wall. So I mean, we gotta. Plus, I mean, I think the fans deserve a well-deserved win, especially against the Red Bulls. Always tough, you know.
I think the away thing is something for them. I don't think they play the same
Yeah.
way away. So
So
who knows? But I'm hoping for a 2-1, Luis.
2-1. I said
Drop
2-0.
your comments for your score predictions. We'll read them out before we head out, Luis.
Yep. So you can find us on X at LP_podcast. We're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. Audio form. This episode will also be there, as well as on Instagram as LP_podcast and Facebook as well, and YouTube. We are really close to 700. We're close to 800 subscribers on YouTube.
And on
Um,
X, Luis, tell everybody what on
yeah.
X.
So that's what I was gonna go next. I was gonna share my screen real quick. Right here. Um, right here, we're on X, and we are right now. Look. Oh, look. Game day beats. Hold on, real quick. Game day
Jack
beats.
Lynn's game day beats are all over the shop. Like he's a little bit of old school rap, man. Look at
Yeah,
this. Love it or hate it. Sorry, hate it
he
or love it by
likes.
50 Cent.
Yeah, hit it on long
And a little
time.
bit of Morgan Wallen in there, and
There
then
you
some
go.
Red
Red Hot
Hot
Chili
Chilies.
Pepper.
Like
Ding ding dong dong ding ding dong dong
Jack's
ding
everywhere with
ding.
his vibes.
There you go. And then you got right here. This is our Twitter, obviously. 996. We're 4 away, guys.
4 people
4
away.
people away to get the 1K, man.
So if you do not
Yeah.
follow us on X yet, please go follow
There's
us
always
today. If we get to
I'm gonna say
1K today, then that's a sign that we're gonna win this game, Luis.
there's always one dude, and I'm on to you.
Yeah.
Follows and unfollows. Come on, man. You think you're gonna kill the algorithm doing that? Come on, man. No, but I'll be honest with you. I want to thank everyone for the support. I think it's been, I mean, phenomenal the support you guys are providing us, and it's just amazing. And it's very, very humbling. So, yeah, subscribe. I'll be there tonight. I'll be there. We'll have the best coverage possible for you guys. So,
Josh Ritchall says I'm hoping to at least score 2-0. Hopefully we score 2 goals and get the win. That's
there
right,
you go.
Josh.
I'll be waving my Argentina flag. There you go, Herman. Thank you so much.
Yeah, love it. I'll look
But
out for your flag.
anyways, guys, I want you guys to have a lot of fun tonight. Hopefully, it's a fantastic game. Hopefully, an Orlando win, and we'll close it up by saying "Vamos Orlando," John.
Extra big game day. Vamos Orlando!
Vamos Orlando. Take care, guys. Have a good one.